R. Okay. Your style, the serrata?
Serrata and Largamano.
Okay.
Actually, it's a combination of styles is what it is. It's in the style that Master Cabales teaches. He's got more than one style in there. It's all incorporated.
Well,
But, the idea is, in order to determine what style is which, you got to kind of isolate it. That's what it is.
well, were you a student mainly of Angel Cabales?
I was one of his first students.
Ah.
As a matter of fact, I'm the last of the original group that started.
How long have you been working with him?
Oh, I would say just under 10 years, probably. Safe enough to say.
And was he the man you began with?
Yes, he was. I began with him. I've seen it before. Let's put it this way. But well, see, when I was younger, we used to work on the farm labor camps.
The farm labor camp?
Yeah, and they used to practice this all the time. But it was a thing that they would show very briefly, and then it just kind of put it aside. Is what it was.
You mean the old men?
Yeah, well, they weren't old at the time, let's put it that way. Those guys were pretty young. They were in their 30s. So, and they were very good at all this. But at that time, I didn't understand what it was. And it wasn't until I was about 17 that I kept hearing the term Eskrima, Eskrima. And then I finally found one or two who were, they were claimed to be Escrimadores. But the idea is for them to acknowledge that they were Escrimadores and them to teach is two different things. You see, there was one that he's the godfather of my nephew, and he's very good at it.
Who?
We always know them only by their first names, actually, and his name was Tujung.
Tujung?
Tujung.
How do you spell it?
I don't know how to spell it. It's just.
Tujung?
Yeah, and he's an ex. Well, he was in the time of World War II. He was what you might claim like a special forces type of soldier. There's an article that he was. It's in one of the books that during World War II they needed volunteers to jump into Burma and to rescue these people out of there. They were, at that time they were supposed to be important people, and he was one of the volunteers. And the whole mission, all of the volunteers were Filipinos except for the officers, which were Caucasians. And they got the people out. It took them 3 months, and they had a few encounters with the Japanese, but it was mostly hit and run types. But I've seen him work out. But then again, like I say, for them to ask you to teach them is something else. At that time, when I asked him, I said, "Manong, why don't you teach me some Eskrima?" He said, "No, you don't need it." So I asked him why, and he says, "Well, over here, you don't need it because you have the police to take care of you. You see, it's not like back over there." So then it was just forgotten, more or less put aside. But, that was probably the only time I ever really saw someone play Eskrima like that. So.
Okay, that's Tujung would be something like Tudion.
Well, I
at a guess.
Yeah, at a guess, I would imagine. Yeah, but he was the first actually Escrimador that I've seen play.
When was that about?
Oh, this was many years ago. I was at least 16 or 17 at the time. I was still going to high school.
Where?
Here in Stockton.
In Stockton.
Yeah. And then my other encounter was